I just want to give you a little piece of what empire that was. Um, it says in verse 8, I want you to go back here. The beast that thou sawest was, okay, so it was one of the five before John's day. It is not, and it shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. So, in other words, let's just make that a little easier to understand. The empire that you saw existed at one point, John, prior to you. It's not in existence now. It will ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold this empire that was, doesn't exist now, and yet is or will. So, under the final culmination of Antichrist and his declaring that he's God, and him trying to take over the world and do all of that is contrary to the true God, Jesus Christ. So, just to give you the answer to which one that is, again, the key thing is here is it ascends out of the bottomless pit and goes into perdition, and people wonder about it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of backtrack to some of the stuff we've already done, just to kind of back up what we're saying here. But for now, let it suffice to tell you which empire it was and it refers to. Okay. Um, let's go back to Revelation chapter 9. Okay. And there's some interesting things here. Um, I'll just read it and we'll end here. The fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven to earth, and to him was given the key to the bottomless pit. Again, this empire, this beast, this one of the heads on this beast that we were studying and talking about, shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. So we're going back to chapter 9 here. The key was given, and to him was given the key to the bottomless pit. He opened it, and there arose smoke out of the pit, smoke out of a great furnace, uh, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke. There came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power as scorpions of the earth have power. Okay. It was commanded that they should not hurt the grass, neither any green thing, nor any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their forehead, the true God. And it was, and to them it was given that they should not kill them, but they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he strikes a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and they shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. The shapes of the locusts were like horses prepared to battle. Their heads were as crowns of gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. They had hair of women, their teeth were as lions, and they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron. The sound of their wings was the sound of chariots and many horses running to battle. They had tails like scorpions, their stings in their tails, and power was to hurt men for 5 months. Now, here's something interesting. It says they have a king over them. Okay. We said that there was a beast or a kingdom that was, is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, go into perdition. Okay. And the people will wonder. We're going back to where this angel from heaven unlocks this bottomless pit during the tribulation period, a time that would be contemporary with the Antichrist and these yet future kingdoms we're talking about. Okay. And it says this angel opens up this bottomless pit. Okay. And it says they had a king. Well, kings rule over kingdoms, right? And when we study Daniel and places, we know that in the spiritual realm, God has given various authorities over various parts of the universe. And even the dark authorities, the dark angels, in existence, even now in the kingdom of Satan, in the spiritual realm, do things and fight, and that affects things in our natural reality on this earth. And so we know from Daniel that, in an angelic battle, that can affect, things that happen on the earth. And we know that there are various strengths and powers delegated to these angels. And some are a lot more powerful than others. Okay. And so it says there's a king over this angel of a bottomless pit, not the one who opened it, but this angel. There's a king, a ruler in this bottomless pit, and it's an angel. And when the pit is open, demons come out of it, and evil things start happening. Okay. And so this is a fallen angel, if you will, a fallen entity imprisoned there by God for a time. Okay. Wasn't able to exercise his evil authority in the spiritual realms, and therefore it wasn't able to translate into the natural realm of men on this planet. And so for a time kept at bay in this bottomless pit. But now he's let out. And here's the interesting thing. It gives you the name of this angel in the bottomless pit. And it speaks, as again I said, world empires, as far as God's eyes, he's concerned with the ones that have oppressed Israel and the chosen people and those that he wanted to disseminate his gospel, his word. The Messiah would come through that particular and peculiar line of people to this planet to reveal himself to the world so that we could all be with him. When the devil is always trying to thwart that. Okay. So here it is interesting that this fallen angel of this bottomless pit, his name is given in Hebrew, hence the language used in Israel, and in the Greek. It says in Hebrew his name is Abaddon, and in the Greek his name is Apollyon, and that means a destroyer. Okay? And I think it's interesting how this fallen angel is referenced with the Hebrew language and the Greek language. And as we'll see in the next video, that this destroyer angel, okay, the various empires, we studied the statues and the beasts, and now this 7-headed beast in Revelation, okay, had kings over them, yes, in the earthly sense. But they also had spiritual fallen angel entities over them as well, helping to, fight in the spiritual realm to get the forces of evil in charge for Lucifer and for the devil. And so this particular one was locked up for a while. And so that's the beast that was not. Okay. And yet will be it again. And so when he's let out in the tribulation, that means that angel, that particular entity, again, that particular amount of power that fallen angel has, that particular way that angel operates, will be allowed to exist in the spiritual realm, and it will translate back into the natural realm. Okay? And just like with the ancient empires of Egypt or Syria or Babylon, okay, those leaders that allow themselves to not be led by the Spirit of God are going to be led by the spirit of Satan and his fallen angels. And they're going to do their bidding. And so as we see with these empires, these 10 heads are 10 kings on the 7th empire, and the 7 heads on this beast in Revelation are no different. Okay? So I will just let you know that the kingdom referred to here is the kingdom of Greece. Okay? So let's just basically sum it all up. Okay? The beast that you saw was Greece. It is not. It doesn't exist now because Rome's in charge on the planet, because basically the fallen angel that was the leader, spiritual leader over the ancient Greek empire is now bound in the bottomless pit and no longer able to do his thing. The beast that thou sawest was and is not right now, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, which we're talking about, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast or the empire that was at one point, Greece, is not in John's day because Rome is, and yet is or will be in the future. So to sum up this video tonight, if you get anything out of it at all, to just clarify, there are 8 world empires that will be in existence during the time of human occupation on this planet, that will have, or yet to be future, will yet persecute Israel and throw the world into chaos because they are following in the footsteps of Satan and his fallen angels in the spiritual realms, which hold sway over the realms and nations on this planet and the people groups on it. And as far as God is concerned, since he chose Israel to bring the good news of himself to the world, various nations have and will yet persecute Israel. The ones that have in the past, as we have said, is Egypt, Assyria. Now, other people and other places and people groups have, but as far as the major empires we're speaking of here through the Bible, as referred to in these heads in Revelation, Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, Rome, the 10-toed, 10-king kingdom, or the 7th head, and a revived Greece, if you will. So that's basically the empires that have and will oppress. The ones that are past have oppressed Israel. And in the future, this 10-toed kingdom formed inside the Roman Empire territory will give their allegiance to the Antichrist, thereby making the 8th kingdom basically under Antichrist after they destroy the apostate religious system during the time of the 10-toed, 10-king kingdom. Then he becomes basically the ruler, basically like a modern day Alexander the Great of a final kingdom that will raise its fist to God himself and will be gathered together actually in Israel in the valley of Megiddo, and they will try not only to destroy, those armies will be gathered together under Antichrist to destroy all the remaining people of Israel, but also will stand to fight against God himself when he returns with his church to set up his millennial kingdom here on earth. That will be more like a revived Greek empire under the leadership of Satan and Apollyon, the destroyer angel that is now locked up in the abyss, helping Antichrist during this time. And so on the next videos, we'll just give that a little credibility with the scriptures. We'll backtrack into Daniel and previous chapters in Revelation and kind of show you, kind of back up what we're saying, how this 8th kingdom, the final empire of man, if you will, to stand against God and the way he wants things done on this planet, will be led by a future Antichrist. But the good thing is this Antichrist is destroyed and all that he stands for, and the rebellion and the blasphemies and the rebellion against God will be put down by God and the saints of God returning to this earth. And God will set up his millennial kingdom. He'll destroy the kingdoms of man and Satan and will usher in a 1,000-year reign on this planet. So we'll go into that too in subsequent videos. But for now, let that just be a good uh, study, if you will, on what that seven-headed beast is in Revelation. Hopefully that helped. And again, we'll do another video kind of talk about how the future Antichrist is like a future Alexander the Great. And um, that should be an interesting video. And hopefully that just helps you understand Revelation a little bit better. And even maybe some of the things going on in our society today help you to see how these things are coming together to form those yet future empires, and that we should look at our souls and our the way we are and do an accounting so that we can repent of the evil things that we do, even as Christians, and um, get our lives in order by the grace of God, you know, and prepare to leave this earth because these things are going to happen. And so it's not only a study but also a warning for myself because I need to keep these things in remembrance. And I always pray every day, and I pray y'all do, that we're counted worthy to go to heaven, to escape these things that are coming on the world. So hopefully this helped. Please comment, and appreciate your patience with me. And have a good night. Bye.